I'm going to be recapping the recent Republican primary debate, the first one for 2024. And we're going to be basically recapping it, and I'm going to be giving you guys my thoughts and opinions on basically what went down in the primary we literally just had yesterday. And we had 8 candidates face off on the debate stage, with a few actually suing the RNC that did not end up showing up to the debates. But that's for a later discussion. So in this video, I'm going to be basically recapping it and giving you my thoughts and who I think won the basically the debate stage. Who were the winners and who were the some losers, and then who basically just had like no change overall. So that's basically what we're doing in this video. Let's start off with the winners. I think Ron DeSantis was one of the winners, few winners on the debate stage in Milwaukee. And I also think Vivek Ramaswamy was one of the winners as well. And I also do give some credit to Chris Christie. I think he's also one of the winners. 3 winners. And I do think that 3 candidates really had no change, meaning I don't think these candidates really were losers or winners at all. I think they were right in between, honestly. I don't think Nikki Haley was a loser. I also don't think she was a winner. I didn't really see a change. There were some things that Nikki Haley said that would throw off Trump supporters, which I would talk about that later in this video. And also, I don't really see a negative effect for Tim Scott or a positive effect. I don't think Tim Scott won, nor do I think he lost. Same with Mike Pence. I don't think Mike Pence won at all, and I don't think he's a loser. And then for the absolute losers, we just have 2 losers. Doug Burgum and Asa Hutchinson. I think their campaign was really dead on arrival, to be honest. So let's start off by recapping Governor Florida Ron DeSantis. I think that Ron DeSantis actually performed slightly better than what people expected. People thought that Ron DeSantis was a horrible debater. Now that also could be true. You can argue, either or. So people thought heading into this debate, Ron DeSantis would be a horrible debater. So he would absolutely get destroyed by maybe Vivek Ramaswamy, a rising star who is polling head-to-head with Ron DeSantis battling for second place. So Vivek Ramaswamy is keeping up, actually, and could eventually take second place. So people thought that Vivek Ramaswamy would hammer Ron DeSantis, but that did not end up being true. And Ron DeSantis looked really calm on the debate stage. He looked really calm. He was talking in slow pace. He wasn't that much under pressure, and he was trying to make voters understand, his opinion on some of these issues. So I think Ron DeSantis took more of a calm and quiet stance. I don't think he was a loser at all. I think Ron DeSantis actually performed slightly better than what people expected him to perform. Will his poll numbers rise because of the debate, the first one? I don't know. Will Ron DeSantis' poll numbers continue to fall after what happened in the debate? Possibly. We have yet to see. I don't think Ron DeSantis was a loser in that debate stage. You can argue both ways whether no changes really happened, no shifts for DeSantis, or you can argue DeSantis actually won. Expectations for Ron DeSantis, people had low expectations for Ron DeSantis heading into the debate, and I think he proved some people wrong. And people thought that Ron DeSantis would take a lot of the fire because he's in second place and people are trying to fight for this, second place spot, maybe for a Trump cabinet position. But people didn't really attack Ron DeSantis in the debate at all. It was more of Vivek Ramaswamy. People have noticed that Vivek Ramaswamy is the rising star, and instead of attacking Ron DeSantis, who's actually in second place, they went after Vivek Ramaswamy because they know Vivek Ramaswamy could actually take that second spot. So, speaking of Vivek Ramaswamy, I don't think Vivek Ramaswamy lost. Ron DeSantis would actually square off with Vivek Ramaswamy, because they were right next to each other, literally in the middle, both of them. That actually did not end up happening. It was more so Mike Pence versus Vivek Ramaswamy. Mike Pence went after Vivek Ramaswamy, and he just wouldn't back off of attacking Vivek Ramaswamy. It was kind of a non-stop attack from Mike Pence, and Vivek Ramaswamy had to come up with, some of these defenses from Mike Pence attacking him, and Mike Pence took the stance of that Vivek Ramaswamy is just too young. Mike Pence was claiming that, Vivek Ramaswamy was just too young, and that we don't need America does not need a rookie, is what quote unquote Mike Pence said. And he was just taking all sort of shots at Vivek Ramaswamy, which we were not expecting. We were expecting Ron DeSantis and Vivek Ramaswamy to go at it, but it actually ended up being Mike Pence and Vivek Ramaswamy going up at it. I think Ron DeSantis, people really left him alone, and I think, for the better, that could be better for him. People really left Ron DeSantis alone, and they actually went after Ramaswamy, who is the rising star, so it kind of makes sense, but people just weren't expecting that. And you can argue Vivek Ramaswamy beat Mike Pence in the battles between them, or you can argue otherwise, that Mike Pence beat Vivek Ramaswamy. And also Mike Pence was claiming that a candidate without experience, being Vivek Ramaswamy without being experienced, that he was just going to be a terrible candidate. So that therefore Mike Pence was the right candidate in his opinion because he has the most experience. And it was basically this battle of Vivek Ramaswamy basically, number one, being too young, number two, no experience. That's Mike Pence's attack overall based off of going after Vivek Ramaswamy. And Vivek Ramaswamy had a lot of defenses, and I think Vivek Ramaswamy was he had a lot of crowd go for him. Vivek Ramaswamy has a lot of momentum going into his favor, and we'll see if that momentum carries on the second debate. I expect it does. So now, for Nikki Haley, I really don't see her as a winner. She said a few things that would throw off Trump supporters. Number one, the main thing that she said that would throw off Trump supporters, which Trump obviously has majority, or at least half of the entire Republican Party, so that's already a good amount of Trump supporters. She threw a lot of them off by saying, quote unquote, Donald Trump is I think one of the most unfavorable presidents or unfavorable candidates ever. That's what she said, I believe. And that threw a lot of Republican supporters off. They obviously booed at her, and it just did not go well for her. I did not expect she would say that, considering that she actually worked with Donald Trump as the UN ambassador. But it looks like she's kind of breaking away from Trump with these debates. It wasn't really happening a few years ago. She had good relations with Donald Trump, but ever since this debate took place last night, from the day I'm recording this video, looks like a lot of them Trump supporters are really going to view Nikki Haley as a threat to Donald Trump, and that wasn't supposed to be the case, but she said a few things that would kind of turn off a lot of these Republican voters, and it looked like what some Republicans would call, quote unquote, rhino. It looked like she was kind of a rhino, and she wasn't a true conservative, and that's what really showed in that debate. She heavily attacked Vivek Ramaswamy with Mike Pence, her and Mike Pence, Nikki Haley and Mike Pence. Both of those two people were the main people that attacked Vivek Ramaswamy, and he was getting hit. He was getting hit left and right. Vivek Ramaswamy was getting hit left and right. He had to deal with, a headache from both sides, and I think he handled that really good. So I'm going to give Vivek Ramaswamy credit for he has no experience in debates whatsoever, and the fact that he handled that debate for the first time, he's not really experienced in debates, so the fact that he did that well, I think, shows him that he's a winner in that debate stage. And I just think Nikki Haley wasn't really a winner, and she also wasn't a loser. I think you don't really see a change in effect or a shift from that debate. I don't think she lost because I think she honestly hammered Vivek Ramaswamy pretty well, but I also don't think she's a winner because she said a lot of bad things about Donald Trump, and when you attack Donald Trump, your poll numbers do fall. That's what polls do show. That's what the polls suggest, that if you attack Trump, the more you attack him, the more your poll numbers fall in the Republican primaries, and she did so I don't expect her to go, do that much better in the polls, considering that she did say a few things that would bother Trump supporters specifically. And then Tim Scott, I don't think he was really that much of a loser. I also don't think he was a winner at all. I just don't see a change in effect in that, in his poll numbers. I think he was left out. I don't think he was given the opportunity to talk a lot. I mean, I I think he talked for a good amount in the beginning, but towards the end, in the middle of the debate stage, I think they kind of left him to the side, and then he was just left out. I think his campaign or him on the debate was really dead. I think he underperformed in some people's minds. I expected Tim Scott to, go out and just pretty much express himself, but he was kind of dead on arrival. I'm not going to lie. I just don't think he won. And I also don't think he lost. I just don't see a change at all. I think he was not involved as much. That's the word. He just wasn't involved as much. So I just don't think there was a negative effect, and I also don't think there was a positive effect for his campaign. So I think he should stay where he's at in terms of polls. I don't see Tim Scott getting above 5% after the first debate. And now, Chris Christie, I think he was somewhat of a winner. I mean, he's very disapproved of in terms of Trump supporters. Although, even though he is disapproved of heavily among Trump supporters, I think he somewhat won. He attacked Vivek Ramaswamy, and Vivek Ramaswamy was seen as, the attack dog for Donald Trump's side, while Chris Christie was attacking Trump. And people expected Chris Christie to attack Trump, but they expected Chris Christie to attack Vivek Ramaswamy. They expected Chris Christie to attack Vivek Ramaswamy, but they expected him to attack him way more than he actually did. Chris Christie did, don't get me wrong, attack Vivek Ramaswamy, but they kind of expected a little bit more between them. It was actually more so Mike Pence, like I mentioned earlier, to do that. But don't get me wrong, Chris Christie did actually make fun of Vivek Ramaswamy. He called him out, saying he talks like Chat GBT, which, I mean, you can argue he does, and you can also argue that, I don't know, but you can argue he definitely does talk like Chat GBT. I mean, I don't think that's going to really have much of an effect in his campaign. But yeah, Chris Christie, I think he did good. Now, is he going to win the nomination? Not in a million years. He's just not. I just don't think so. And now with Mike Pence, we pretty much covered him, like I mentioned. I don't think he was a loser in the debate stage. I also don't think he won. I really think there was no change in effect. I don't think his poll numbers should decrease after the debate stage that we just had, and I don't think his poll numbers should increase. I think they're just going to be steady where they're at. I just don't see a change in effect in the poll numbers for Mike Pence at all. And he obviously, like I mentioned, attacked Vivek Ramaswamy, the rising star. And I think Mike Pence realized that I think Mike Pence was actually going to attack Ron DeSantis before we actually had the debates, but then he realized that Ramaswamy was the rising star, so everybody just took an aim at Ramaswamy pretty much, and it's pretty much a 1v7, I would say, against Vivek Ramaswamy, getting hit left and right. So Mike Pence, that's where I'm at with him. Let's go. These are basically my thoughts and opinions on the GOP primary debate. I think Ron DeSantis, his poll numbers could definitely rise. I think he kind of exceeded expectations, I'm not going to lie to you. I think he was very calm and cool, intellective, and I just think Ron DeSantis overall was, not that bad. And I also do think Vivek Ramaswamy might actually steal second place as soon as next month. And then as far as Nikki Haley goes, I don't see a change in her polling. I just think she's going to stay where she's at. Same with Mike Pence. I think his polling numbers are going to be steady where they're at. No increase or no decrease. And as far as Chris Christie or Doug Burgum, they're just not going to get 5% above it. I just don't think so. And same with Asa Hutchinson. Out of all the 8 candidates, I think Asa Hutchinson is the worst. And out of all the 8 candidates, I think it's a mixture between Ramaswamy and obviously DeSantis vying for second place. Those are the two winners out of all the 8 candidates up there. So there you guys go. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Do you agree with my takes on the first debate? And let me know in the comment section down below, do you want me to cover the second debate happening late September next month? And let me know in the comment section down below. And obviously debate with Tucker Carlson, not really a debate, but he was on with Tucker Carlson during the actual debate. And he's going to turn himself in the Georgia. Some argues it's a witch hunt. Some argues that, he broke the law. But we'll see. Let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And who do you think which candidates' poll numbers will rise, and who do you think candidates' poll numbers will decrease, and who do you think candidates' poll numbers will just stay the same? Let me know all of that in the comment section down below. Don't forget to consider subscribing, as we are approaching 500 subscribers. Thank you everyone for watching.